Hello everybody, Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. We're on YouTube. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter. So, hard to figure out today. The day started out, we started out basically with a good jobs number. Interestingly enough, the ADP payroll, was really, really good. It was 497,000 new jobs, and the estimates were 235. But the Dow went lower. I guess that they guessed that that's going to be higher inflation or something, and and that is not going to necessarily be the best thing. So, but the Dow went down, jobs went up. Pretty hard to figure out, but overall. But here's what happened with the market. The market is still in a confirmed uptrend, and but that's that's kind of no rewards here, because the Nasdaq was down, the Nasdaq was down, the S&P was down, and the Dow was down. So go figure. The Dows are up. The market was down. I just want to show you the stock of the day. It's pretty interesting. It's one that I had, and I had this one, and you know what? I sold it, and I sold it too early, and that was a big mistake, because I think it's a great stock. It's Adobe, and it's doing really, really well. Interesting thing about it, it broke out of a 42-week cup base, and the buy point on it is 451.15. Let's take a quick look at the live chart for Adobe. ADBE is the symbol. And we'll jump right on over to the live chart here. And basically, what's going on with the live chart is that we're right at the, we're right at the place where it, it's potentially breaking out. This right here is the, is the buy point. We're above the buy point about 5%. And I did buy a full position there. I sold them, though. I shouldn't have. I sold them. I didn't think it was going anywhere, and of course, it turned around, and now it's the stock of the day. Go figure. So sometimes that's how it goes. But basically, what's going on here is that currently the stock is down, but it is moving higher, and definitely one you want to take a look at. It's a very expensive stock, but I think it's quite a good stock. All the other. I mean, it's pulled back to the 21-day line, and let's show you that right here. That's this green. That's this little green mark here. That's the 21-day line, and it looks like it may move higher. So, good stock, and possibly something you want to consider. I don't own it, but again, I think it's getting its move on AI. Here's what I do own, and this is my current portfolio. I've got Tesla, of course. It was down. It was down sharply today, about $5 to 276. I have NVIDIA, that was down. Palantir is down. I was down on that one. Google, I was down on that. Down on down on Extreme Networks, down on Samsara, down on AEHR, but I was up on one, and that's Tidewater. This is one I did buy today. TWR, is it? No, TWD? Yeah, TWD. I think that's it. Let's get that right. TWD. TWR, sorry about that. There we go. No, W. Come on. Not good. TDW. That's it. I got it wrong. Yeah. There we go. Tidewater. Finally got it. Came up on the screen. Here's Tidewater. And it does look pretty good. I mean, this one does look pretty good. As you can see where I bought it right here. Bought it right at the pivot, 51.88. That's the pivot. And I didn't buy it right when it first went beyond the pivot, I waited. It's on my watch list. It came up, it pulled back, and then it pulled down, and then it moved back up. So kind of all over the place. It looks like it's up after hours. This is an interesting area of the market. Tidewater is a service company for the oil industry, but primarily for the deep sea, for the offshore oil industry, and they seem to be doing really, really well. So that's just one that you might want to take a look at. All right, let's. This gives you kind of an idea of Tidewater here. This is just a little bit of some more information on it. Composite rating of 95. It's up, and it's up after hours, and also it's number one in the group. And the group is not very good. It's oil and gas field services, 155 out of 197. So the group's not doing very well, but this one stock, Tidewater, seems to be doing really well. So it's really a stock picker's market out there, and this one I think is definitely worth your look. It's still just about still buyable. I think it's still buyable, but it's getting to the point where it's almost too extended. But it's so I bought it as it kind of came out of that base. All right, good afternoon. Please analyze NVIDIA. Now I do own NVIDIA, but it pulled back on me. NVDA. I didn't buy any more today. I really like NVIDIA, of course, but I don't own it. I didn't buy it today. I own it, but I didn't buy it today. Again, so let's look at NVIDIA a little bit here for everybody on TikTok. Okay, so definitely above that, definitely above the 21-day moving average. We pulled back, it moved up. 420, the question is, can we buy it? 99 relative strength. Let's kind of look to see what the stock gods say. 67 relative strength. This is pretty much the minimum that we want to buy it at. It's a little bit, I'm getting a little bit, one thing that is good is it's basically 3% above that 21-day line. So that is not a bad place to buy it. That is not a bad place to buy it. I did make 2 entries on it. I came in here initially about 300, and I've wrote it up, and then I sold it. I sold it when it made its profit. Then I came back in basically here on the 8th. I 380, and now it's at 420. And then I didn't make another buy, but it's down a little bit. But I'm still up on this one. I'd like more, but I just don't think there's a place. Now you could potentially buy a position here, but I just kind of want to wait a little bit, maybe for it to pull back to about 400. I don't know if that's going to happen. It's pulling back in the after hours, pulled back to a little bit. So if you bought it about 410, maybe that wouldn't be too bad of a place to come into it. It's a great stock, obviously, and it's a leader. But again, it's going to be just, unfortunately, real time to buy it. We're back here when above 300. It's gonna. I did buy it there, but unfortunately, I made some good profit on it. I wrote it up. I was very lucky. I got a gap up and then bought some more. But I haven't really done a lot since then. I'm just waiting for the right time to buy it again. I'd like to buy some more, but I just really think it has to move down to about the 21-day line, next 21-day exponential line, and in order to buy it, and that's at 407. So here's what I would do, Mike. I would wait until it pulls back to about 407. You might not pull back all that way, but I think that if we get another weekday, and this is the second down day in a row, that's when you want to buy it. But I definitely think it's definitely buyable. So very, very good question, and very, very good question. All right, let's see if we have any questions from everybody on TikTok. Thank you so much. Okay, let's buy. Let's look at the spider. This is for let's look at the spider here for some on TikTok, and look at the spy. Unfortunately, I can't. My software won't let me put up the actual questions for TikTok. I've got to kind of look over and do a little bit different. But I can read them, but I can't put them on the screen like I can YouTube or Facebook. So here's the chart of the spider, and the question is, and the person is saying the spider's in a downward trend. Well, no, I would say that it's a correction. I don't think it's a downward trend. Look at the weekly chart here. This can tell us the story. I still think that the spider's moving high. It's pulling back a little bit to the 50 average, but it's probably tomorrow, the next day, see a and lobby. That was what they're saying. We announced here, and then I think the we have. Okay, hold on. Just let go. It's not the stop's not taking a man. But I definitely we're gonna get a move higher on spiders. Back and correct. It's been a little bit ahead. So I don't think that we're in a situation where the spider. I think the spider is going to continue to move higher. That's my take on it. All right, let's see what that's Mr. R. And of course, I do have a lot of from the lowest position. And I'm holding it. I mean, I'm going to probably hold it about 313 or so. That's sort of where I think it's headed. Let's see. A little bit of a. Let's see if I can pull the chart up. There we go. All right. So here's basically what's happening. Let me take off my. I'm going to get rid of my. There we go. It's easier to see it. Okay. So basically, we did like that. It had been moving up, and then it pulled back. I think we're going to get, we're going to get maybe buying up. So let's see how 21 is. All right. The issue there we go. So you might have a 2% above the 20-day line. What I think to do is wait for it back a little bit. To 60. It pulls back about 260. It's going to give us another chance to get back into the stock. So now it's performing pretty well. It's not giving us an entry point, but it's performing pretty well. And the 20-day line about 250. I definitely think that it's got the Tesla a little bit ahead of itself, and it needs to be a little bit down closer to the day line. About 260 is where I would buy currently. It's at 275. I wouldn't buy it here. I think it's going to pull a little bit lower, but then it's going to continue. It moved down about 2% today, so moved down definitely a bit, and so I don't think it's viable right now. We want to kind of wait for it to pull back a little bit closer to that 100-day, so 21 line, and then I think we make a good shot. We're a good shot. All right. This is the XLE. I bought it yesterday. Done today, please. Okay. Here's the thing about oil. Oil in general. And that's the thing. I talked a little bit about XLE yesterday. I want to get in oil stocks myself. Instead, though, I bought. I'm not sure why I touched over the XLE. With the XLE, you don't really want to try to find a thing below that 200-day moving average. That's this black line here. And even though it makes us move up, it's really definitely a difficult thing to buy it slow. Notice that there's a death cross on it. We have 50 day below the 200 day. That shows we really want to see. In order to buy something, you need for it to be a little bit stronger. Here's what I did yesterday. Well, actually, today. TDW, Tidewater, and this is in the sector. Look at how different the chart is. This is 50-day line. This is the 200-day moving average. And look how different that is than the XLE chart. This is actually going up. It's above the 200-day line. This is why you always want to try to buy something above that 200-day line. It's very, very tempting to buy below that, thinking that you'll be able to catch something at the bottom. But it's always better to see something firm like this than to do that. Give you kind of an example of, the situation. Let me just compare, just sort of how Tidewater has done against the XLE, at least in the last few months here. Let's put this up here. Okay, so that's Tidewater and then the XLE. So here's the situation that we have basically with that. All right, let's get the comparison chart up here. There we go. Here's kind of what happens. This is the XLE and Tidewater. Now, they're both in the oil and gas sector. The XLE includes ExxonMobil and the producer. For some reason, it's the service companies. The oil service companies are doing well and much better than XLE, and they definitely kind of converged right there. Basically, at the beginning of June, so they were all kind of flat, and then the XLE continued flat. For some reason, Tidewater started to make a move. The reason I'm so careful when I buy something, I don't buy it as close to that. It is close to the. It's above the 200-day line. Let me show you this. This is because of this. See this how Tidewater, we're above that 200-day line, and then with the XLE, we're below the 200-day line. Just there we go. See, so below the 200. So this is one of the reasons why I always look to buy above that 200-day exponential moving average. If you have the ability to get charts, you should put that. You should make sure that you got 200 line. Don't buy it if I trend below the 200 line. Just really doesn't. Here's what I do. It doesn't like trending lower, so I would probably, if I would probably stop us at 7% lower you got, and if you look at that, I think it's solid and wait for it to turn. I think we probably, probably best situation for that. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Let's take it on for you and on. I own this one as well, and there we go. And this one took a little dump today. It was moving very nicely, coming out of this space. Let's see if I get that to work. Oh, come on. Okay. It was coming space. It moved up. It's moving towards things kind of at 35. Pull back, but it looks like that support to 21. So I will probably hold on to it, even though it's down 2.5 hours. I don't know what to say about this one. If it goes too much lower, it goes to about 31. I'll probably sell it. I am holding currently, but I do think it's going to move higher. So just if not down 7%, I would hold it. I would definitely hold on to it. Maria. So they definitely, it is a top performing it is a top performing stock in that area, in the Hughes barrel area. So definitely something to look at there. All right, Amazon. This is one I sell. I saw Amazon at the end of yesterday. I just couldn't wait and wait on it, and I'm waiting for better entry. I didn't really enter this one. I like the stock, of course, but I didn't enter Amazon correctly. I didn't enter Amazon correctly here. It did pull lower. I thought when Amazon hit a 10-day line, that's where I sold it, and again it broke that, but it looks like it's coming back in. Hopefully it'll continue to move higher. 89 relative strength. I just didn't get a good entry. It's not that it was I didn't buy it right. I needed to buy it, much more the less opportunity here at about 110. It came through here. This is what I want to look for when you thing. Is it'll come up and it'll pull back, and then as it's coming back up, that's where you buy it typically on more volume. But I didn't buy it there. I didn't make it buy on Amazon, so I sold it. It's really didn't do much with it, so didn't do much with it. All right, let's try it. Palantir. PLTR. Okay. And here we go. Palantir. This is one that I own too. And it seems to be getting some support at the 20-day moving average. So it came down at the bounced and it's come back, but definitely getting support at this 20-day line. They're not selling today, but I'm pretty confident in this one. It's off a little bit, 14.99 after hours. There is a little bit of selling, but it's basically right at 20-day line. And the 20-day right now is at 14.78. So here's what I would do. If you want to buy this one, you could buy it as it pulls back to 14.78. So that would be another opportunity to get into it. Right there. I have a stop fairly close to this, but I think it's going to get some support at the 21-day line. So I'll continue holding this one. Now, unfortunately, it's pretty extended. This is the proper buy point. I initially made my first buy as it moved above 10.53. That's was the original buy point here. And then I bought these in a while. I've been waiting on this, so I do have some. So I'm not negative on this one yet, but I definitely think we're going to need some support at the 21-day average. All right, it's just audio not clear. All right, sorry about that. Are you okay? So let me check to make sure set my settings here. See if yeah, I should be getting. Hopefully you can hear that. Well, I'm not using the headphone. I could plug in the headphones to get the. All right. Okay, so you could probably hear me better now with this. This is the headphones. I put the headphones on, so hopefully you'll hear it better now. Hopefully this will be a little bit better when I'm using the headphones. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's just breaking up too much. Yeah, that's my connection. It's not the best. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, I know I was trying to get by without using the headset. Sometimes it works better with the headset. There we go. All right. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. Okay, let's look at Rollin. Did we look at? Yeah, let's look at you. Oh, wait a minute. I want to look at this one. Let's look at O. Let's see if I can get that up for everybody. There we go. Realty income, interesting. Not one I'm in. I probably would not be in this one based on this chart. I mean, I'll be honest with you. This is in a downward trend. It's below that 200-day moving average, and it looks like it's lost the 21-day moving average. I don't think I would be in this one. If you're down more than 7% on this one, I would sell this one because this does not look good. This is not a good chart, and just not something I think you want to be in. Yeah, here's the chart. Even though, I mean, they did have good numbers. I mean, their sales are good. They're not recognizing any revenue though, so I would probably not be as interested in this one. Yeah, I wouldn't be as interested in this one. All right, let's do PayPal. Take a look at PayPal. We're doing a lot of charts here. Okay. All right, here's PayPal. And again, the problem that we're having in a lot of the financial stocks is that, they're in these downward trends. I mean, we do have some support at the 50-day line, but it's only a relative strength of 17. Ouch. Below that 200-day moving average. Again, I just, I hate to be so negative here, but I wouldn't be in this one. I don't think this is ready. We got to wait for this to make a turn higher. But if you look at this over about, the last year or so, it's just been horrible. PayPal has just been going down 66. I mean, it was way up here at 340. It's lost a lot of its value. Let me show you one that I did short, that I closed a short on today, and that's Las Vegas Sands, LVS. Because, this is one I had been shorting, and it did, yeah, and I closed it today. I basically closed it right at the consolidation, right at the bottom of the consolidation here. And it's definitely moved up from there. But the finance stocks are weak, and I shorted it basically right as it came out there. So I got a nice little short on it. It's going to bounce there, and we'll see what happens. But I would not be looking to buy PayPal. I just wouldn't be looking to do PayPal. All right, what's your update on Rivian? Let's look at Rivian, RIVN. And this is sort of one of the also ran electric car companies, obviously. It is making a move, and it looks like it is finally above the 200-day moving average. It's still not good enough for me to buy, but people seem to be moving into it. It does, if this is potentially a base. I mean, right here, it's potentially moved through this base, and the key level 22. It's almost there. If it moves above 22, then it might be. You might want to consider it, but that's where the base is at 22. So it's moved above that, pulled back a little bit, possibly, and there is some buying coming in here. I don't really understand why. I think probably because Rivian may be an acquisition target. That may be the thing that's going on here. But this is sort of the level right here, 22, and it's almost at 22. It's 2170. So if it can close above 22, I become more interested in it. Right now, it's still losing money, and it is, they're not going to make any profit this year. I don't, that's not necessarily a reason to totally get out of something, but does not look to me, the last quarter they lost $1.25, but their sales are up. So I can't really get excited about this one. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I definitely think EVs are the thing are definitely the deal here, but I just don't think unless it closes above 22, I would even consider it. I would even consider it. All right, let's look, Mr. Bull. Let's look at TTD. This is the trade desk. This is a great stock, by the way, and I have traded this one. I'm not in it currently. I do really like this stock, though. It's a little extended right now, and it definitely and pull up the chart here. It's definitely a little extended, but and it does, it came all the way up here. The buy point on it was 66.35. Currently, it's at 75.17. It came up through the buy, through the pivot right there, and then top of the buy zone, and then it moved above the buy zone, and it hit a top of 78.60, and then it's stuck right on the 10-day line, and now it's pulled back to the 21-day line. Now here's what I would do on this one. I would see if it could hold this level, because it definitely looks like it's probably going to test this and move back up, but you can't tell. So I wouldn't buy this one until I saw it basically come above about 75.40 here. That's the 21-day exponential moving average. That's right here. So I would wait on this one. Now what you could do on this one, if you wanted to buy this, you could do a buy stop limit. This is how I'm buying more and more of my stocks. I'm setting the buy stop limit to where if it moves above something, that's when I'll buy it, but I won't buy it if it stays below that. So this is a opportunity. I think it's just testing this. This is still really, really strong. This is a strong stock. The advertising area has dropped a little bit. Google has been a little bit weak as well, which is surprising me, but it's still looking very, very good. And I think that you definitely could buy this one. Let's take a look at the checklist on this one. Just want to see. Yeah, it's an 89 checklist, very strong. So TTD looks really good. But I wouldn't buy it here. I would wait to see if it could close above the 21-day line. The 21-day line for Trade Desk, which is 75.40. So that's where you'd probably want to make a buy on it. Would be at that low, at that level. All right. Let's see. Okay, so let's looking for TikTok here. Any comment on? Let's see. MS and Net. Okay, so let's look at Net. I think it's Cloudflare. So let's look at Cloudflare. NET. This is for TikTok. There we go. And this is Cloudflare. And of course, this is a computer security software company. Very good one. I've traded this one before. I've done fairly well with Cloudflare. It definitely, it came up to its pivot 66.20. Now it's at 63.07. Definitely did not hold at the 21-day line. So here's what I would do on this one. I still think this is a good stock, but I think you're going to probably have to wait for it to come down to the. You're gonna have to wait on it until it comes down to the 50-day moving average, and that is currently at 59.27. So here's what I would do on this one if you wanted to pick up some Cloudflare. If you're not, I would set a limit order for Cloudflare. I'd set a limit order on Cloudflare at about 60 if I wanted to pick that up. I'm currently not in it. I think it's a good area. I just want to kind of see how it stacks up against the leadership in. It's not letting me do it. Yeah, it's having a little. Sometimes at these times of day, the bandwidth is not enough, so I can't run multiple charts. But here's what I would do on this one. I would wait until it came down, basically to that 50-day moving average. That's at about 60, and that's where I would buy it. If you're down more than 7% of it, though, I would close it, just because it could move lower. It doesn't necessarily get support there. All right, let's look at Shopify. This is another one that I have, and I am a little bit disappointed on Shop, I have to say. I like the company a lot. I did buy initially some shares, but it looks like it's lost its lost a little bit of traction at the 21-day moving average, but it's up after hours. So I think this is just a test. I'm hoping this is just a test. It formed this sort of this cup pattern. There was a buy point right here at 49.86, and then it came up, and then it's basically stuck right on the 21-day line. So hopefully it will move up to the 21-day line. It looks like it is doing that in after hours 62.02. And if we look at it, yeah, we're still below the 21-day line. Is 62.99. So I think it's going to just bounce here, and I think it's going to continue either go sideways or a little bit up here. But it did have this breakaway gap, and it's looking like it needs to digest this move. I mean, it just really. So I probably wouldn't sell it unless I was down at least 7%. Then I would possibly sell it. All right, Monday.com, MNDY. Let's look at that chart really quickly. Yeah, it's continuing to pull back. Probably will get support at the. It'll probably get support at the 50-day moving average. That's my guess. But right now, not a good time to buy it. You just want to kind of just hold it. I still like the stock a lot, but it's below the pivot. The pivot's 171, and it came up through this very, very nicely all the way up to 187, and then it's been pulling back. I suspect what's going to happen is it's going to pull back to the 50-day line, and then it's going to bounce at the 50-day line. So I'm expecting it to come down and then bounce like that and bounce up like that. So that's kind of what I'm expecting for it to happen with that. Still very, very strong, 93 relative strength, top 7% of all stocks. So really, really good. All right, probably last few here. Let's look at Oracle. I'm going to go through a lot of stocks. ORCL. And let's look. Yeah, Oracle is, it looks like it's sticking right to that 21-day moving average. So it doesn't. There's nothing wrong with it really. Depends on how you bought it, but this is why it's so important to buy as close to that 21-day line as possible. So when you take a look, to buy a stock, you should always analyze where that 21-day line is, and try to buy within 5% of that. That's a really good thing to do. The relative strength is moving lower, so I don't particularly like that. But overall, it's looking pretty good. I mean, 115. Now, I did sell my position in AMD. I want to show you that. I did sell that. I finally just kind of had to give up on that one. And what happened was that I had bought it, on the pullback to the 21-day line, and then unfortunately it went the other way. I thought it was going to bounce. It said went down all the way to the 50-day line, and then it came back up. And then, when it came back up, I was getting excited, and then it pulled back, and then I just had to sell it. But that's AMD, so probably not the best there either. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Let's look at one or two more. PayPal. Okay, great. And Marvell. Let's look at Marvell. MRVL. I didn't look at that one. Marvell Technology. Yeah, it looks like it's testing the 21-day line. It gapped up tremendously. Even though it had bad earnings, it gapped up. Isn't that interesting? Okay, all the way here, and then it came all the way up to 67, and then it's sort of handling out. This is actually acting very normally. We have the golden cross on it. 50-day moves above the 200-day line, so that's very strong. I just think it's going to settle down on that 21-day line. I think it's fine right now. I wouldn't buy it here. It's a little bit extended, but if you did buy it, you're right at the 21-day line, so that's not bad. It's a little extended though. We kind of need to wait for the indexes to kind of catch up. Sometimes what'll happen is it'll come in and it'll just overshoot, and then it'll settle down. So I think it's sort of in this trend right here. But I want to see it hold that 21-day line, and then if it can hold above 60, that's kind of where I'd look for my next entry point. But other than that, it's looking fairly good. And I think it's doing fairly well. All right, everybody, thank you so much for your time today. If you could, really helps out if you can smash that like button. That really helps us a lot. Smash that like button, and also, if and also jump on over to www Dallas Trading Floor to sign up for the Action Trade Alerts. It's free, so smash the like button and sign up for the free Action Trade Alerts. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock, everybody. Thank you so much. It's kind of a short, strange week with the Independence Day holiday, but I'll be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock, everybody. Till then, happy trading.